I think, if I remember correctly, the second difficulty is Hurt Me Plenty. The third difficulty is Bring 'Em On. The fourth difficulty is Ultra Violence. And then the final difficulty is Nightmare. And what Nightmare entails, at least for this iteration of the game, faster enemies. The way they attack is faster. Not only that, they can respawn after each kill, right? So, like, if you kill them, they're just gonna respawn at any point in the game.
They're zombies.
Yeah. But, anyways, starting off, obviously I played on I'm Too Young to Die, but even then I was having trouble back when I was playing this game at that difficulty. I had to rely on cheat codes. And they're the kind of cheat codes that you had to type on the keyboard to activate, which was interesting. So I know, like, most of the cheat codes off the back of my hand, like IDDQD, IDKFA, IDFA, ID Behold, which, entails giving you God mode, giving you all keys and weapons, what have you. Hell, there's even a cheat code for level skipping. Although, that could be null and void, especially right now, because this game does offer a level select. So, even if you haven't beaten the game, they offer level select. Nice. You're welcome. Anyway, this is the 4th level. There's a total of 8 levels per episode, and 1 secret level, calculating up to 9 levels, right? Okay. And they do increase in difficulty, obviously, when you go through each level. Now, it used to be that you'd have to save your game after every level, so that if you die, because if you die, you lose all your weapons, right? And so you have to start with a pistol. And nowadays, there's autosave features, right? So, like, the game can autosave. You can still do a quick save or a full-blown save if you're still comfortable with doing all that. But anyway, as I was going on, the difficulty does increase within each level, and which makes sense. But in this case, each episode increases in difficulty, right? Like, we didn't have that 4th episode, Thigh Flesh Consumed, initially. That was released around the time when Doom turned into the Ultimate Doom, which released the 4th and final episode called Thigh Flesh Consumed, which if I remember correctly, was based off the Doom Bible.
Damn.
And wow, I went on a wild tangent and haven't even explained the history of this fucking game and how it got onto the fucking map. Basically, this game was the I guess the word I'm looking for is predecessor, or no, it was I don't know what word I'm looking for, but basically, id Software got their start with the FPS shooter with Wolfenstein 3D. And what Wolfenstein 3D was about was that you played as a POW going through Castle Wolfenstein in Germany, killing all the Nazis and foiling their plans and killing Hitler. Those were great times. But the problem with that game is that it too was a fucking labyrinth. Like, a lot of people did not like Wolfenstein 3D just because of how maze-like it was. And it didn't help that the game was basically the remake of one of Muse's media games of Wolfenstein, or Escape from Castle Wolfenstein, I think it was called. And that was basically a top-down bird-eye view. It's kind of like Adventure from the Atari, except not as advanced, quote unquote. But anyway, but regardless, that game was a major success. And then along came Doom, which became more of a success. This game was so popular that it sold more. It sold more copies of Doom than Windows 95. Right? Like,
Damn.
this game was phenomenal, and it still is to this day. It still has a large following in terms of modifications and game communities and speedruns and stuff like that. Like, this game is fucking huge, and a lot of people don't seem to appreciate this game enough when it comes to like modern games, such as, like, I'm just gonna throw a few games out there, like Borderlands, for example, Halo being one of them, as well as Battlefield or Call of Duty, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that if it was not for Doom's success, we wouldn't have any other games that we would enjoy today in the FPS genre. That is my strong belief.
The grandfather of first-person shooters.
Exactly. One of the grandfathers of the first-person shooters. Now you can go on and have your opinion about any of these games, but if it weren't for their successes, we wouldn't have any other game out there. And you got Doom to thank for that. I'm done stroking Doom's dick. What's your personal favorite first-person shooter?
Oh, well. Would you believe it's the previously mentioned Halo?
Oh, I could believe you.
Yeah?
Would you say you would have the same amount of love of Halo as I do with Doom?
Let me just to turn a little bit to see my Halo posters and my figures and all that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Actually, you know, I didn't even need to turn. I have Halo pins on my pin board within eyeshot. And actually, to the other side of me, I have my closet, which is decorated in Halo posters, and the side of my mini fridge. Yeah, no, I love Halo. I love Halo a lot. When Halo 3 came out, way back in 2007, I actually redid, or had, obviously I was a child, but we redid my bedroom to be like Halo themed to the armor that my Halo 3 Spartan wore. I mean, my room needed to be redone anyways, so that was the theme we went. I didn't just do a Halo room for shits and giggles, but, you know. I'm not that much of a spoiled brat.
Whew. We only have 2 more levels to go through after this.
Damn.
Yeah, and this is just the first episode. But anyway, so I guess in total, if we were to calculate how many levels, if we included secret levels, that's like 9 times 4. It's like a little over 30 levels. Yeah,
36.
It's a little over 30 levels. And Doom 2, which basically, as a couple of people would describe it as an expansion for Doom, is its very own campaign, which has 32 levels. But we're not here for Doom 2. We're here for we're just here for Ultimate Doom. We will return for Doom 2. I just needed this itch to be scratched before we move on to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
We will get there.
Yeah, we have various enemies. I don't know if you. I'll go on ahead and list them off. We got the Zombie Man, which has the hit scan pistols. We have the sergeants that has shotguns. We have imps that throws fireballs. We have demons of the invisible variety and a solid variety. We won't be bumping into all the enemies in the first episode, but we also have a couple new enemies that we will be bumping into here shortly, involving Lost Souls as well as Barons of Hells and the Cyber Demon and Spider Mastermind. So
very nice.
Right now we're going through the first episode, and our first boss will be bumping into the Barons of Hell. So it is safe to assume that when we go through the second episode and go to the last level, that the next boss we'll be facing is a Cyber Demon, and so on and so forth. Oh, and if you're wondering about the story of this game, I'm going to botch this interview segment so much, but in short, John Carmack had stated that trying to remember what he said. Basically, he gave an analogy of this game does not need the story. It's kind of like giving a porn shoot a story. It's just not necessary.
It's a different type of porn.
Oh, and there's a modification for that too for this game, if you want to believe it.
Oh, I can believe it.
Anyway, I'm going through a massive shortcuts to get that blue key, or yellow key rather. I nabbed the blue key and went through that secret door when you're supposed to go through another maze behind this door to activate a switch that will give you access to the yellow key card. I just went through a massive shortcut, so you're welcome. And so, but if you really want to know the lore behind Doom, basically we're taking control of a character known as the Doom Guy, and he basically this was his punishment. His punishment was being sent to Mars when he sent his CO in a body bag, or he beat the living shit out of his CO, right? And his punishment was to be sent to Mars as security, right? And on Mars was a lab known as Phobos Lab, and they were doing some research in terms of, I don't know the exact name of it, but it involved teleportation, right? And this basically teleported all the demons from hell onto Mars. And now we're stuck trying to clean up the mess. Because all your friends have died, and all you had was your pistol. Basically, it's safe to assume that whatever zombie men, whatever sergeants that we are killing, the undead, were our former allies. But then there was also a comic representing the lore of this game, and they made Doom Guy into a complete psychopath. Like, all he wanted to do was rip and tear, basically. Yeah, no, Doom Guy is insane, and I'm still waiting on that rematch between Master Chief and the Doom guy with the updated info. Thanks.
If that ever happens, we shall watch that together. Each cheering for an opposite side.
I'm pretty sure the outcome would still pretty much be the same, but... Who knows? Doom Eternal has been out for a while now.